Hey, one thing, too, I want to report on before we go. They finally released the body cam footage of Sonya Massey, the lady that was murdered in her home in Illinois. And the body cam footage, for me, I think I got one thing wrong. I thought his partner was outside, but actually his partner was in the home. And his partner that didn't shoot, his body cam footage picked up the shooting. Because the other cop that did the shooting had his body cam footage, had his body cam off.
Had his body cam off.
And so it says they have the indictment out, and the indictment states that the experts likened the scenario to an officer initially and unnecessarily putting himself in front of a moving vehicle and then justifying the use of force because of fear of being struck. And it says the reason you can see it very well in the body cam is because the shooter, again, against department policy, had his camera off. The officer whose cam was on did not fire at the woman, presumably because he did not believe it was reasonable to do so.
It didn't make any sense, man. Like when you really look at it, he walks in the house. They're talking to her because she called the police.
He's talking to her with an attitude.
Yeah, and and she's like, she's talking about, let me get my Bible. She's obviously a religious woman. You know what I mean? She's very, very religious, and she's talking about, I need to get my Bible. He's like, well, let's get your ID. Let's do one thing at a time. This, that, and third. She's probably a little bit all over the place. She said
she's nervous. She thought somebody was trying to break into her home.
Intruder in her home. And so she called the police. They came over. Then they're like, "Oh, there's a pot on the stove. Hey, let's get this pot taken care of. Let's turn this."
The cop told her to go
do it. So she goes over to go take the pot off the stove. Takes the pot off the stove. Goes to the sink, and they kind of back up. She's like, "Oh, what's wrong?" She's like, "Oh, yeah, we just want to be careful. We want to get the pot thrown." And she's like, "Oh, we don't want that hot steaming water thrown on us." She was like, "Oh, well, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," which is something that people who are religious
She's like,
say.
she was joking with them.
People say, "I rebuke." That's like normal. I've heard that a lot of times when they think about evil spirits and stuff like that. That's what people say who are in church. People who are in church. If you guys don't know what that means, then you don't go to church. I've heard it so many different times from different. That's just an old school saying. And then she was like, "You better not, or I'll shoot you in your face." That's what he said to her. Like, what does he? Do you think rebuking you means that she's gonna throw the water on you? She didn't even insinuate that. Dude just went 10. The other dude didn't say nothing about that. He pulls his gun out, so his partner pulls his gun out.
He said, "If you throw that water at me," she's like,
"I'll shoot you in the face."
He said, "I'll shoot you in the fucking face." Shh. And then she put it down, put her hands up, and then she got shot.
And fell on the ground. I think she fell to the ground and put her hands up. He walked around the corner and shot her 3 times, bro. There was no reason for him to shoot that woman at all, man. And you got, I think his name is J.D. Prisker.
And he could have tased her.
You don't even need to tase her. She didn't do anything wrong. She called you, and then you asked her to put the water down. She's dumping the water in the sink, and she says, "I rebuke." If that was a white lady who said, "I rebuke you," he would have took. My mom says that to me all the time. He would have laughed about it. That's the truth. We can sit back and say it's not a race thing. That was very, 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 very much a race thing.
Oh, yeah, totally.
He walked in the house. He murdered that woman. That's why he was arrested so quickly and charged with murder.
And that's why you see it now. It's like you'll see somebody and they'll be black. They'll get pulled over and they'll just start shooting at the police. And you'll be like, "Well, why did he do that?" Be like, "Because he knew what it was."
Period.
You're pulling me over. I didn't do nothing. Oh, I see what you do. You're coming to kill me.
Exactly. I mean, people don't realize. You say, "Well, you didn't do anything, then you shouldn't have nothing to worry about." This is what we worry about right here. You act like people aren't. I'll be worried if I get pulled over by the police for anything. I'm worried. I'm showing my hands, the whole 9, which you guys don't have to think about that. You could damn near be like, "Why the hell did you pull me over?" with no problem. Nobody's going to worry about that shit.
I don't know more. The cop walks up to my car. I have my back window down. I'm like, "Officer, I want to let you know I have a concealed carry license from the county, and my pistol is right here on the seat."
Listen, you real bold, ain't you?
No, I'm honest with him. I'm honest. One time I got pulled over by a cop. I ran. I like California stopped the stop sign, and he pulled me over, and he's like, "You ran a stop sign. Why'd you do it?" I was like, "Well, first of all, I didn't see you, and then second of all, I was like, my car's out of gas." I'm just honest with him. But some cops are just dicks.
Yeah,
they come for people and stuff. So,
but yeah, I'm like, man, it just was. It was crazy just watching that video, man. Like that was the most black and white that I've seen a lot of black. I mean, even with Philando Castile, that was black and white too. It's like you could just see this is what happened, But this was crazy. I thought there had to been something, but this dude was he's done this before. We need to go look at all his past records, everything he's done, everyone he's put in jail, and put a microscope under that shit right there. Go to his department and start looking around at his partners, not just his partners, the people in that department, because he felt comfortable as hell doing that way. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have felt comfortable. Well, his partner didn't feel comfortable. You should have saw. You know what happened? I watched the video cam footage when they walked outside. I saw police officers getting out the way, trying to keep their face out of his body cam. I don't even want to. There's probably about 20-something cops outside the house, just standing outside. They didn't even walk in. They don't want nothing to do with this shit. They're like, shit. His partner's probably like, man, this motherfucker is tripping. When he murdered, he told immediately. He said that because he said don't help her. He like his partner wanted to help her. He's like, nah, don't even bother helping her. But the partner went and got a towel, started helping her the whole nine. He was like, the partner told on him immediately, like this, he killed.
Yeah, of course, because he gonna go down with him. You don't want to. You don't
like he told everybody else, like, yes, this is what's about to happen. And the rest of the police, normally they're running all around doing extra stuff. They were like ducking away from his camera. I watched it. Go watch the rest of the footage when they walk outside around the cops, what they're doing, how they're moving away and kind of moving their heads away from him, not even looking at him. They don't even want to be involved because they know this is what Donald Trump wants to get rid of. He wants to give them immunity to do shit like this and just get it and walk away from it with no problems. Don't even charge him. He probably let this guy go.
He probably will. He's a good cop. They'll make up some excuse like she shouldn't have the water boiling before they got in there, and he'll probably pardon him.
The governor went in there and said immediately, like, I'm not sure if he can because it'll be a state case, and it's a governor. The governor there is he's J.D. Pritzker. He's a Democrat, so I don't think if it's a state case he can. If it's federal he can. So that's the one thing about that. But the governor went in there and immediately was like, hey, we're putting him in prison. I think it might have been like 2 weeks after it happened. And if they got the body cam footage, put him in prison, and they didn't drop the footage from the body cam until today, which is Monday, because they probably understood how outraged people would be. You know,
you don't want no people. Yeah, because I mean, if you would have dropped it within 2 days, and they would have saw you guys the way you murdered that lady like a dog,
and she called you for help.
Please,
let me